practically a past question. It's a past question. Okay? Now this is 2015. Okay? Now look up. Now they gave us this. Now they said for 4 professionals: doctor, engineer, civil servant, and nurse. Okay? And these are their income. I told you this income, now what do we call this? Tax base. Tax base. Okay? Now this is the rate. That's the tax rate. 10%, 12, 18, and 15. Now the disposable income column is what's empty. Now they said use the above data to answer the questions. A. Calculate the disposable income of the 4 individuals. That's the first question. B. What system of taxation was employed? It means that before you do this, you should be conversant of the systems of what? Taxation. Now 3. They say give reasons for your answer. Above. They have a diagram and the system of taxation you want. And what do we do? First thing you do, calculate the disposable income of the 4 individuals. Now what do we do from here? What is the formula for disposable income? If I don't look at the look at that. Now we have look up. For A, we have a solution. We have A. Disposable income. Now look up. It means we calculate disposable income of the 4 professionals. Follow me. Don't get distracted with this, please. Now look up. Now remember, I gave you the formula for disposable income. Have you? Yes. As PI minus what? PI. Where our YD is disposable income, PI is what? Income. And PIT is what? Income tax. Okay. Now look up. For the first one, A. We want to calculate for doctor. For the doctor, now YD equal PI minus PIT. Now we said where our PI is the personal income for doctor. Now what is the income for doctor there? 8,000. Now our PIT is the personal income tax. Now look up. Now the personal income tax in this situation is the actual amount to be paid as tax. Remember when we gave the formula for tax payment, we said it's the tax rate times the what? Tax rate times the what? Which is, now they gave us the rate as what? 10%. Now it will be 10% times the tax base. That is 10 over 100 times 8,000. What do we have? 800. Now, this is now the tax. 800. Now, to get disposable income, which is YD, our personal income is what? 8,000. Minus the tax is what? 800. So, 800 minus 8,000 minus 800 is what? 7,200. That is the personal, the disposable income for doctor. Very simple. They said the disposable income of the 4 individuals. And we know that disposable income is personal income minus what? Tax. Okay? Now the personal income is what? 8,000. Why the tax is what? 10% of this. Remember, this is the rate. I told you, I gave you the tax base, the tax rate, and the tax payment, right? Abi? Yes. Okay? This is the tax base, this is the rate, but they want to know the tax payment. That is the actual amount. And I told you the tax payment is what? The tax rate times the tax base. Abi? Now this is the tax rate, 10%. Abi? Yes. Times the tax base is 8,000. So the tax rate times the tax base will give you the tax payment, the actual amount. What they gave us here that he's paying is rate in percentage. But to know the actual amount, you multiply it by the base, which gives us what? 800. So this is the taxation he is paying. So to know the disposable income, the personal income minus the tax gives you this. Now this is for doctor. The next one is for what? Engineer. Now for engineer, the same thing. Please, whenever you're doing this, write out your formula again. Don't assume that you've written it before and you stop. So our disposable income is personal income minus what? Personal income tax, right? Now what is our personal income? Where personal income is what? 7,000. Now our personal income tax will now be the what? Tax rate and the what? Tax base. Abi? Yes. Which is 12 over 100. Abi? Yes. Times. So what do we have? 840. Now how do we get our disposable income now? It is now 7,000. Minus what is personal income tax? 840. So 7,000 minus 840. What do we have? 6,160. Now the next one for engineer. Now let's do for civil servant. We have civil servant. Now for civil servants, they receive income of how much? 5,000, right? Yes. And the tax rate is what? 18%. Yes. Okay? So if we have that, now our disposable income is personal income minus personal income what? Tax. Okay? Now we said where our personal income is that income they receive. Remember, I told you that the personal income is not what is available for the individual to spend, because taxation is still inside. It is when you have deducted the tax, that is when you are left with what the individual can what? Spend, which is called the what? Disposable income. Okay, so what is our personal income now? 5,000. Now, our personal income tax. Now to calculate this, I will say 18%, times 5,000. What do we have? 900. Okay? So our disposable income will now be 5,000 minus what? 900. Which is what? 4,100. Okay? Now the last one is for nurse. So we have a nurse. Now remember, our disposable income is personal income minus personal income tax. Now where, see, I take the pain to write it again. Please, take that initial pain to write it again, so that you get your full mark. So where our personal income, what is personal income? 6,000. Then our personal income tax is what? 15 over 100 times what? 6,000. So what do we have? 900. So our disposable income would have be 6,000 minus what? 900. What do we have? 5,000. So with this now, you've calculated the disposable income of each. You have done A. The second, let me check the marks I wanted to have. 12 marks. 12 marks. Getting that, you know you are going somewhere. So B, what system of taxation was employed Now listen. In this, don't rush. That was why, while I was explaining the system of taxation, I was using figures. Hello. We said for proportional, listen, for proportional tax system, it is when the tax base moves and the tax rate remains what? Constant. Irrespective of the level of what? The tax base. That is, we can have different individuals that receive, for instance, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 10,000, and they are paying the same rate. 10%, 10%, 10%. Now, we are not saying they are paying the same tax payment. We are saying they are paying the same tax rate. It's two different things. They are paying the same rate. Why for progressive tax system, we said it's a system of taxation in which the tax rate and the tax base move in the same direction. That is, if the income is increasing, the tax rate is also what? Increasing. If the income is decreasing, the tax rate is also what? Decreasing. Why the last one, regressive tax system, is such that the tax base and the tax rate, they move in inverse direction. As the tax rate is increasing, the tax base is what? Decreasing. Now let's look. Watch. Doctor earns 8,000 and paid 10%. Engineer earns 7,000, that is lower, and pays 12%, that is higher. What? Civil servant earns 5,000, that is more lower, and pays what? 18%. That is high. Nurse earns 6,000, that is what? The lowest, and pays